Hey everybody, Ashley here, and I'm sharing with you my design team project for Not2Shabby for this week. I'll put the link below for the shop where you can find the products that I used to make this card, and also, if you do head over, you can use my coupon code CraftyGirl to save 10% on your order. So I made this really cute Mother's Day card for my mother and also my mother-in-law. I thought it'd be really cute to use these little people images by the greeting farm and make a little almost like a picture frame of our little family, my husband, myself, and our two dogs, Daisy and Diego. So I'm just going to start by sharing with you the products I used. I used this stamp set by the Greeting Farm. It's called Mini Remix Brutiful. And I used that little boy image there for my husband. So I did already previously color up my images. So there's my husband there that I'm going to use as my husband. And then for me, I used this stamp set. And this is also by the Greeting Farm. And I used this little girl here, and I love bows, so I had to be that one with that big bow. So I also colored her up using Copics. And then I used that little puppy for our dog Diego, and I colored him up with all the colorings of how he looks. And then I used that little cat for our other Chihuahua, and this is what she looks like. She looks very much like a cat, so this little cat image was perfect. And then I also did color up this tulip. Now, I make two of these cards, one for my mom and one for my mother-in-law, and I end up just putting the tulip on one card. I liked it with and without, but I also used this stamp set. This is by Lawn Fawn, and this is called Mom and Me. So I used that mom sentiment there, and then I also used the sentiment Happy Mother's Day. This is by MFT. It is the die for the peekaboo window, and any of these products, if they're not available in the shop, just let the owner Jamie know and she can try her best to order it in for you. I also used this die set. It's the Cottage Cuts cross-stitched rectangle set, and I used the third largest size. And then I also used this die. It is by Lawn Fawn, and it's the large stitched rectangle stackables die, and I used the biggest one for the white cardstock for my card. So I'm going to get started with the process video, and this is in real time, this video. I am doing a voiceover, but it's fairly slow just because I don't have any coloring, so it really just shows you how I did it. So I cut out using white cardstock that largest size of the Lawn Fawn stitched rectangle there, and then using this MFT Peekaboo die, I'm going to show how I use that almost like a frame or like a picture frame for my card. So I use that and I use it horizontally, and then I am going to die cut that out. Now if I did this on my on camera, it would shake the camera, so I just die cut it off video, and so I'm showing you how I die cut it, and I saved that other piece for another project. Now I don't want that blue part of the cardstock to show through. So I'm using just a piece that I had left in my stash from another card, and I used this Cottage Cuts rectangle. So I'm just setting that behind, and it has some nice blue lines, and so that way it will show that as the background. So I have that set behind, and I'm just going to add in these little pieces, and I want it to kind of look like we're squished in, kind of like a selfie, like we're taking a picture of our little family. So I stick in the little girl image, which is representing me, and the one representing my husband, and I don't want that coffee cup to show, but it was the only boy image, so I just have little Diego, the little puppy stamp there, covering up that little coffee cup so that it won't show. So I'm just setting him in there, and I'm just kind of layering up the images so that I can see how it's going to look. Now I add in little Miss Daisy there, and she has a lot of polka dots on her face, little like spots, so that's why she has all those little spots there. And I just think that looks so incredibly adorable. I know my mom and mother-in-law are just going to get a big kick out of these. So I want that to mainly be the focal point. So besides this, I just add a sentiment. So now what I do is I'm going to move that aside now that I see it all fits nicely, and I'm going to add some adhesive using my ATG gun here, and then I'm going to add in that little piece. So I'm just going to tuck her in, and I want, for both of the images, I want both eyes to show, and I also want this little bow to show because I love the bow, and I know that my mom and my mother-in-law will think it's really funny that I have a little bow on this girl image because I love headbands and bows and any type of cuteness that I can stick in my hair, so they'll think that's really cute. So I'm just setting that in there, and now I'm going to add the little boy image. So just adding some adhesive there, and then I'm going to stick him in. And like I said, I want both of our eyes to be showing, and I want us to be kind of squished in there so it looks like a real picture. So I'm just sticking that in. And I don't want it to look like I'm taller, so I'm going to fuss with it a little bit, and I'm just moving that little boy image up. So that is super cute. Now I'm going to add in the little boy puppy. And like I said, I wanted to cover up that little coffee cup. So I'm going to set it right over top of the coffee cup without covering up the boy image's eyes. Perfect. And then I'm going to add in little Miss Daisy. And I think this is a really cute way to make a card because it's very customized. It's more meaningful, I feel like. Since I colored it up to look like our family, I think that this will be a card that will get saved and kept for many years, and I think people will get a kick out of seeing it. So now I'm just setting that on there, and I'm going to put that little puppy image there. Now what I'm going to do is add some adhesive to this white cardstock. So I'm flipping it over, and around the outside of that rectangle I'm adding some adhesive, and then I'm going to place it over top so that the pieces of that image below are showing. And it looks so cute. I love it so much. So now that part is done. I'm going to add adhesive to the whole backing, and then I can add it onto my card base. So I'm just bringing it up nice and close so you can see. And I just think it's so, so cute. It literally looks like a little picture of our family. And now I'm going to add this onto this little card base here. And I bought a ton of these card bases at Michael's. That's why they always have color on them. And I just find it so perfect to just use one of those card bases. So now I'm showing you up close, and I love the simplicity of it. It really just has a pop of, I want the main focal point to be that little image, and I just love it so much. So now using this Lawn Fawn set, I'm going to stamp out this mom sentiment and also the Happy Mother's Day. So I'm going to stamp out the mom first, and I'm using Memento Tuxedo Black ink. That's my favorite ink. So then I'm just going to line up that mom sentiment, and I love it so much. It's got this beautiful like little script. It's so cute. This is going to be really cute for using for my mom's birthday and anytime I want to send my mom a thank you card. I just love that. So it's so adorable. And then I'm putting on the sentiment Happy Mother's Day, and I set it down on my table there so that I can pick it up using the acrylic block, and that just allows it to be nice and straight. And so I'm just picking that up, and then I'm going to line it up underneath. And I just think it looks so cute. I love it so much. This is a different kind of card for me. I love scene cards, and I guess it's kind of somewhat scenish in the little picture of us, but it's a little bit more simple than some of the other cards that I like to make. So I really love how this card came out. And then now I'm just going to add a few little sequins. So I just have some clear sequins here in different sizes. They're so cute. I love these. And I'm going to just use my ATG gun and adhere these little sequins on. And I did Copic color that little tulip as well, but I end up taking it off. I had already put it on the card that I made for my mother-in-law, but I think I'm going to leave it off of the one for my mom. I think I like it better without the tulip. I don't know. I can't decide if I like it or not, but I take it off of this card nonetheless. So I am just adhering on these sequins here, and then I'm just showing you a close-up of the card. So I'm just showing that I took that tulip off, and there is a nice close-up. I think it looks so cute. And then I am showing you the one that I did with the tulip. I think it looks cute both ways. I just, I kind of like it without for my mom. So that is my card for my mom and my mother-in-law for Mother's Day. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you as always so much for watching and all of your sweet comments. You can head over to the Not2Shabby shop to find all the products that I showed today. And if you do head over, you can use my coupon code to save 10%. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.